Hello, gorgeous. Hello, loves. It is Monday. Monday's Identity Day, an identity moment in honor of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today is Monday, the 19th of January, in which the U.S. has a federal holiday in honor of him. Parades, commemorations, the King Legacy Center in Atlanta had an amazing service that my family and I watched. It was a time for us to remember. I even shared with my daughters, or with one of my daughters, what it was like during that time of civil rights movement as a little girl, and not really knowing just how much of an impact it was in the city of Los Angeles. There was the Vietnam War probably going on. I remember even at that time being thankful that I was a girl, so I would not be sent or drafted into the U.S. military. Although I thank you, everyone, for your service, I just knew that was not my calling. At any rate, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, where do you begin, right? I mean, as an educator, it was more than, as a kindergartner, drawing portraits or caricatures, and being Monday's identity moment. I am. Who are you in the face of all of what is happening in your life, in your community, your country, this world? Who are you? I am. I remember Dr. King just being phenomenal in the South, being phenomenal. And yes, it was on TV for me because I was, like I said, living in Los Angeles, California. But there were the Detroit riots, the March on Selma, all these things going on that I did not really connect to until I became of age. However, I do recall such memorable, just phenomenal moments when he won the Nobel Peace Prize and just his nonviolence stance. Just how valuable he has been in my own life, taking a stand, doing something for the community, even if it's standing up for people at your school, in your office, in your home, just standing up for them, because civil rights begins in you, in me. When we are able to dignify everyone's humanity as an equally valued human being with equitable, equal rights, basic rights, voting rights, all those things that we might take for granted now, but my, the marches that I remember. Even in my college days, I met Cheyenne Webb, who was the little girl that Jolie Smollett played in the movie Selma. I think it was Selma. At any rate, that same little girl is in a history book with Houghton Mifflin, one of the publishers for educational textbooks. I was teaching 5th grade at the time in Corona, California, when I saw her and the kids were like, "Ms. Belcher, are you okay?" My reaction was just in such pride, such awe, and remembering I was a freshman, and I believe she was either a sophomore or a junior at the time when I was attending Tuskegee. It was called Tuskegee Institute at that time, now Tuskegee University. And if you hear the clicking in the background, it's Kai. So yeah, I saw and met people who lived the Rosa Parks experience in my freshman dorm. Many of my roommates, friends, dorm mates were from all over the country, but many in the South and even in the Northeast, but experienced a lot because either their parents migrated north, whereas my father was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and migrated west and actually joined the military to better himself, because at that time he thought it was an opportunity for him, and was a veteran and fought in the Korean War. So I mean, all of these things remind me of how precious one's dream is, that we cannot stop promoting Dr. King's dream, and we can only do that when we are remembering who we are individually, the pride, the honor that each of us, I hope, strives to have within. I remember even in my days of a youngster going to church with my mother on a regular. One of these occasions was at an AME church in Los Angeles, where Tom Bradley, he was the first Black mayor of Los Angeles, spoke, and he had a message of just saying, I am somebody. And I believe that same message rang true from Dr. King, telling us that we were valuable, that we were worthy, and that not just Black people, but all people, all marginalized people are valuable. And I feel as though my work with women is my contribution today. Besides being an educator, being a police officer for the city of Los Angeles, being a brokerage account assistant, all those my different career paths in search of me and in search of service, and understanding that it really didn't matter which way I settled on a calling, it was to serve people. However, sometimes as women, we serve everyone and yet do not serve ourselves. And so that is why I'm a warrior for women, so to speak. I love igniting, putting a stick of dynamite, if you will, under a woman's seat to let her know that she is valuable, that she is important, that she has served her family well. She has served her church, her community, her vocation, her job, whatever that is outside of the home as well. And it is time to remember to serve yourself in transition. If you're 55 and up, that is why Her Story Reimagined is here. It is time to reimagine a life that is beyond what maybe you have experienced. Dr. King even said he dreamed of days when his children could be with all children, be recognized in the same way as white children. And I believe as Black women, particularly, and women overall, we've been second-class citizens to men in general. And I love men, love them dearly. Yet I do understand the plight of a woman and how today, if not today, when will you rise and stand up to be somebody in yourself, in your home, in your community? So with today's identity moment, how will you finish? I am brave, I am bold, I am unique. I am special. I offer. I am a contributor of my community, my society, my world. And now with the internet, global girl, no excuses. We are here to serve women 55 and up, to redefine your identity, reclaim your joy, girl. Get your joy back. Even in these times, get your joy back. Rediscover your inner and outer beauty, because the outer is going to reflect your inner. And I don't mean simply being dressed up, but messed up, because I've been there before. Anybody else? But when you know who you are from the inside, when you know your value from the inside, it becomes easier to make decisions about yourself, whether it's your health, if you want to improve your wealth, if you want to contribute in any way, if you want to do something different, then we're going to have to do something different up here. It becomes an inside job. And so Thursday, thanks for all of you that have stayed until the end. Yes, it's a long one, but thank you for staying until the end, because on Thursday, She's Bad. It's a coaching program from Her Story Reimagined that builds on the foundation of belief in God, your higher power, belief in yourself, belief in your dreams. Believe that the God who made you did not make a mistake, nor did any of the giftings and talents that he gave you are to lay dormant. Affirm. We have to speak. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. We have to speak. I thought Kai was trying to come in. We have to speak our value, our worth every day. And it needs to align with the core, who we are becoming. Yes, sometimes we might be saying things and you might not feel like, oh, deep down, I'm not sure about that. Maybe my subconscious is saying, girl, what are you talking about? But that, you can just simply, gently take a breath and tell your subconscious, I thank you. But today we're moving forward differently. And the D is for decide to do. What are you going to do differently in 2026? So Thursday at 6 p.m., join us for a community of women who are ready to do something different, ready to shift. I'll share my story with you there. And we'll talk about what can happen when you step out and do things differently, when you think differently, and then you behave differently, when you see your value. So today, have a beautiful Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Dr. King sacrificed a lot. There are others who may not be as notable, but you are just as valuable, and you have sacrificed a lot. So it is your turn to shine, my dear. And it is a day of service. How will you serve? Toodles.